What's up, guys? Today is day 10 of documenting my day until I become a millionaire. These are just check-in videos where I try to talk about how I'm feeling, what I'm working on, what's going on in my life. Honestly, this is just a journal for me. Maybe there's stuff you guys can learn. I don't really care. I'm not framing it that way. I'm not creating it in a way so like, here's how you can make $1 million. Here's how I did it. Here's the journey. You want to watch it? Cool. You don't? I don't care. So I guess today's the 10th. Well, I'm checking in on the 11th, talking about the 10th, and just really talking about where everything's at. So I had a big meeting today on the 10th to get brought on to do content for a bigger business under another agency. And that was exciting. It went really well. We're going to start filming next week. That's great. Had a strategy call with somebody that I had a discovery call with. It's fun because I can tell what I'm doing is starting to work, because instead of getting off the call like, oh yeah, that's great, and then never hearing from them again, they're like, they're very like, you know how when you want a new thing, you've got like just enough money for it, right? And you're like, damn it, do I buy this or not? Like, oh, it's so hard, right? And you're trying to figure out and I feel like that's where I want to be. And ultimately, the better you get at selling your thing, the more you can raise your price up so that feeling stays the same. But it's like the person wants to buy the thing and they're really torn. Like if I was too cheap, it would be a no-brainer, right? If I was $1,000 cheaper, it'd be like, cool, yeah, let's do it. And if I was $1,000 more expensive, they wouldn't really be interested. So I feel like I'm at the sweet spot. As I improve, I'll be able to move that price up. But that felt pretty good. I don't know. I think one of the two that I talked to in the last couple days will join. Pretty sure. So that's good. But other than that, I've just been really stressed and trying to figure everything out. Like I was talking about in the last few check-in videos, there's this relationship that's not a relationship that's really stressing me out, right? It's there's just a lot of uncertainty. And for me as a control freak, I live in uncertainty all the time. For me as an entrepreneur, I live in uncertainty all the time. And as a control freak, that makes it really hard. But typically the uncertainty that I'm living in is in my own situation, right? Like it's shit that I can control. When I'm uncertain about if I'm gonna have enough money, I can get more clients, right? I can move my price. I can do whatever I need to bring this in. If I'm uncertain about what my prices should be, I'm in control of that. So it's all on me, right? What gets really fucking hard for me and has always been is uncertainty around somebody else or around pretty much around somebody else, because I can say, here's what I want, right? And if I had full control over the situation, that's the way it would be. But when it's with another person, whether it's a friend or a partner, you've got to try and see how far off that is from where they're at, right? And that's hard because you don't have any control over the other one. And I think I catastrophize and I obsess over like the things that I want, which is good and bad, right? I think it's good in business for sure. It's like, hey, I want to do $500,000 this year. I've obsessed over it. It's going to happen. I guarantee it. It's going to happen. But I'm in full control over that for the most part, So anyway, this whole thing has just been a stressful last few days, figuring out what that's going to look like at the end of the month and all of that, because here's the deal. As an entrepreneur, you've got people trying to fuck you all the time, right? People trying to cut your prices, trying to take your clients, trying to steal your business, trying to just destroy you. It's a war zone. And that's fine, right? You can live in the war zone. You can live in this crazy world of trying to grow your business and just battle everybody, but it's uncertain. You don't know, what your client's going to decide to do. Ultimately, you don't know what your prospect's going to decide to do. You don't know what your competition's going to do. Like, you live in that uncertainty. And so the last place you need uncertainty are the people closest to you, right? Like, I really feel like that's where you need unwavering support and like you just locked in, you know? Hey, I got you. I believe in you. You're limitless. Like, let's do this, right? With that, it makes it a lot easier to deal with all the bullshit you face on a day-to-day. But without that, or with the opposite of that, right, even more uncertainty, it just like, shit, well, which part of my life is stable, right? Where do I go for the stability? And don't know, trying to figure that out. But entrepreneurship is hard, and it's fun, but it's hard at the same time. You'll see me alternate on that in different check-in videos where I'm like, great, this is a lot of fun. I'm having so much fun. I feel like I'm playing a video game. This is wonderful. And then you'll see me on days like today where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this, right? Why don't I just get a normal job like everybody else? Why don't I just show up and clock in and come home and play video games and chill? Like, why don't I do any of that? I was driving today and I was thinking about it. I'm like, what the fuck is this for? When you hit a certain level of your needs being met, it gets really hard to justify more energy towards something that's not building the fulfillment that you think you should be feeling, you know? When I moved here, I guess, there was a lot of uncertainty, but the day-to-day was spent making money and getting by at a very, like, $20-30 an hour, right? And trying to grow this thing. And so now that those needs are met and I'm good, I don't feel that crazy urge to just double and triple and quadruple that. I think I really, like, everything's starting to line up where it makes sense that with that purpose, with that fulfillment in your life, you unlock that reason to do that thing again, right? Like, I could be content with 20 grand a month. That's great. I'm happy. I pay my bills. I buy designer clothes or whatever. It's cool. And I could be happy there as a single dude. But then you have a family. You're like, well, shit, we want to go travel the world. Or I want to go have these experiences with this person. And so now you're like, fuck, I better put in the work again, right? Like, now you have more of a purpose of what you're working towards and who you're working towards. And maybe that's another good part of religion is you're building that wealth to give back or to inspire or do whatever. But yeah, purpose and having a deeper motive to everything is key. And I'm trying to figure out what that is for me. Like, what is the purpose here for working hard or growing the business? And maybe I need to think outside of that. Maybe it's like, okay, why do I want to help the business owners, right? Find a deeper purpose in the business and not necessarily the outcome of the business. I'm not sure, but what I am sure about is being uncertain sucks. Not knowing what's going on sucks. And doing that every day in the business, you kind of get used to it. But when it's in your life, oh God. But on a good note, I've been super consistent at the gym. Been trying to sleep a little bit more. Been pretty good with eating, like the diet, follow just chicken and rice, you know. The routines are coming along. Everything's working out pretty good. Like, I can't complain. The only thing that's getting to me is the uncertainty, but that should get sorted out eventually in the next couple weeks, and we can put our head back down and grind or travel a lot. I don't know what's going to happen, but I will keep you guys updated. Aside from that, I think that's really it. You know, big goal that we're always checking in on is $500,000. And to do that, I need to add 2 clients every single month. I guess I'm technically at 1.5 this month, or like 1 3/4. So 1 more client would put me over the main goal that I need to hit. But this month and last month, there was like quite a few cancellations. Like, I think I lost $9 grand in monthly reoccurring revenue. So there's going to be $9 grand that's not coming in, partially last month and partially this month, that I need to quickly replace. And that is like, dude, that's the uncertainty with business. It fucking sucks. But I added already 65 65 so far this month. So it's like pretty much replaced that for the most part. So we'll be fine, but it's like, if that keeps happening, then we're not growing, right? You've got to add 2 and maybe lose 1 every other month. I don't know, but that was a big hit this month, and that's been super stressful. So figuring all that out and trying to just have some clarity around the other areas of my life. Like, what are the goals? What am I doing it for? I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out. But anyway, that's just a little check-in video. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Let me know what you think, what you're working on. Love to connect with all you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 11.